how's it going?
Awesome. How about you, Julie?
I'm doing very well. I'm really excited to see that we've got you out from behind the bar once again.
As am I. As you remember in the last episode, we were poolside, but today we're doing something a little different again. We're gonna be partying with friends and family.
Yes, we are tailgating. As you can see, one of my absolute favorite things, because as much as I love summer, as we round out that summer season and move into the fall, it's one of the things I look the most forward to. I know you do too.
Oh, seriously do, because you know what that means, right? Football!
Hell yes, the playoff party is underway. Let's make ourselves at home.
Do you know the history of tailgating?
I don't know the exact history. I do know some cool facts though, but
Yeah?
I have a feeling you're gonna fill us in on some good
All right,
history.
I'll start, then you give me what you know. So,
Sure.
you know, like so many things, of course, there are lots of theories out there and they're debated. But the one that has the most traction and seems to stick the most starts back in the early 1900s. Folks traveled to sporting events then by train. And stadiums did not have all of the great concessions that we have now. Granted, those concessions are really expensive, but we have them. They didn't.
$10 beer night.
Exactly. They didn't have any of those options back then, so they would pack all of the food and the drinks that they would need for
Makes
the entire
sense.
day. Yeah.
Okay, well mine's a little bit more violent than that, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it dates back to the Roman Empire where
Oh, and who said?
families would dress their children up in their Sunday's best and
Mm-hmm.
pack a nice meal to go watch a simple, innocent beheading.
Oh, yeah, because that's how they rolled back in medieval times. Which doesn't totally surprise me because I knew that there would be crowds in the stadiums at like a gladiator fight. Those are
Yeah.
fights to the death.
Fights to the
so-
death. Here local in the United States,
Yeah.
back in 1860s, we had a war here in Virginia where there were people that were actually out tailgating at the front line of
Wow.
the war with
Yes.
full-fledged meals and drinks and
I'd say what we do today then is elevated in terms of the motivation behind the tailgation.
Right.
I just made that up.
yeah, and then of course, with the advent of the NFL, the Green Bay
Yeah.
Packers introducing themselves as an NFL team, that brought back the whole idea of camaraderie, family involvement, getting excited and some food in before the big event.
Yeah.
And then we've got like teams like the Kansas City Chiefs, who are known as the royalty of tailgating.
Oh, really?
And then we got the bad boys of tailgating, which is the Buffalo Bills Mafia.
Oh yeah, Buffalo Bills Mafia. I don't know a lot about that stuff, but I do know I have heard them brought up in scenarios where they will crowdfund and raise money for great causes on behalf of the Buffalo Bills. So I think that's really cool.
Good job, go
Bills,
Bills.
man.
Yeah, for sure. My favorite tailgating event, though, I think in the United States would be Georgia Bulldogs have the largest
Are they?
tailgate in the world. Known
In the
as,
world?
Yeah,
Really?
largest cocktail party in the world. And they play the Florida Gators down in Jacksonville.
So you've been to that tailgate
Maybe.
multiple times.
Maybe.
There might be photos.
Ah, no
There might
photos.
be photos.
There's no photos of that one. Because we know what happens when you tailgate.
Stays
at the
there
tailgate.
at the tailgate. That's right. I can agree with that.
That's right. And so that's how America has introduced tailgating to become
Yeah.
one of America's classic events.
Yeah, that's right. And we also have a classic American cocktail to go along with it that we're going to work on today.
So when people think of tailgating, they usually think of those big ice cold troughs of beer.
Oh yeah,
Right?
we love those.
We do love those, but we also have a trustworthy go-to as well with whiskey and bourbons.
Oh gosh, yeah, that's definitely a go-to because people can have that any way they like. You can do it neat. You can add a little Coke to it and put it in a flask. Whatever you want to do, like pick your poison.
Exactly, and we're gonna take those ideas, what she said, those trusty go-tos, and do what we do best here at The Mix, and we're gonna elevate them.
That's how we roll.
That's how we roll. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna make one huge big batch of the classic Old Fashioned.
Oh wow, literally the most classic American cocktail, but you're going to do it in batch form.
That's right.
That's perfect.
We're gonna keep all the balance of what you get when you make an Old Fashioned,
Uh-huh.
and we're gonna put it in one big batch, and you only have to do it once. We're gonna go through a little sampling real quick just to show you what options you have for your Old Fashioned. I'm gonna start you off with the Woodford Reserve, as
Okay.
you very familiar with.
Oh,
as
yeah.
being a Kentucky favorite
I call
and
this
the
home
sponsor of the
Kentucky Derby. Yeah, I call this home juice.
Home juice.
All right, here we go.
This one ready.
Always so good. The best thing about this is it is super smooth. It goes down so easily. That's really important to me. I like the flavor of whiskeys and bourbons, but it's got to be smooth.
Well, try this one, Old Fashioned.
Okay.
Is what we're going to make the Old Fashioned out of today.
Yep.
The Old Forester, which is known for the advent of double casking or double barreling. So it's gonna give it more of an oak flavor because it's double barrel.
Is that how I described that? I was gonna say, because it instantly, even before I could taste it, that smell, the big
You heard it
difference
right off the
between
top.
two, yeah.
Right.
So that's the oaky flavor, sorry.
Right.
Have on.
Now I'm gonna lighten it up a little bit more next with your Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Select. This has got 94 proof, so it's gonna have a little punch on it, but it should be a smooth finish.
Nice legs on it.
Very nice legs.
Hey, Jack, could never go wrong.
Yeah.
That's really good. And again, if it's the right words, I'm getting fruity notes
Fruit
in there,
forward?
kind of like an orangey, citrusy flavor.
So it's probably more of a lighter one than the other two.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
far.
As is this one, you can even tell by looking at it.
That's right. That
the
one's a
colors.
really light color. That's a Gentleman Jack, of course.
Okay.
This is the one that we talked about in previous episodes. Go back to our bourbon episodes, guys. We talk about a lot of this stuff. This one sifts through 10 feet of charcoal.
That's the charcoal filtration that you taught us
right.
about. Yeah. And you teach us a lot of stuff, Phil. You have an equation that you come up with to describe the difference between a whiskey and a bourbon, right?
Yeah, so we go back to my mathematical days back in
Yes.
geometry. So all squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares. So
Got
that's
it.
true with whiskeys and bourbons. All bourbons are whiskeys, but not all whiskeys are bourbons.
Yeah, and of course I know these things because I'm a Kentucky girl, but for our viewers who may not be familiar with that, describe what it is that makes a whiskey able to be classified as a bourbon.
Yeah, sure. As previously mentioned in our other episodes, we talk about the mash bill, and in order for that to happen, to become a bourbon, you need at least 51% of the corn in the mash bill to
Okay.
be considered a bourbon, which is the sweeter part.
Gotcha. At least 51%. That's the minimum.
That's right. An interesting fact, by the way, these two guys right here are actually considered bourbons. However, Jack Daniel's prefers the word whiskey on their label. All right, so for those of you at home, you need to get your hands on the 1 liter size bottle, preferably something with a lid on it.
And cool bottle too.
It is a cool bottle.
Yeah.
And then what we're choosing to use today for you guys can pick whichever ones you want, but we suggest the Old Forester here. That's what we're gonna make our drink out of. And I've measured out 3.5 cups of this bourbon. It's very helpful if you have one of these funnels at home. Julie,
Nice.
help me
'Cause
out
who
here, buddy.
doesn't? If you don't, go get one.
Who does it? And then I'm actually gonna let her do it, so I'm gonna show you guys at home how easy this really is.
All right.
Julie?
Yeah, because if I can do it, y'all can do it for sure. All right, whole bottle?
Whole bottle, just dump it in there.
Right on in.
And it should pour pretty quickly too.
So does this make me a master mixologist?
That makes you a master
Today.
mixologist.
It does today.
Next, I'm going to get my simple syrup, and I'm gonna measure out 1.5 ounces of simple syrup.
Nice.
I left a little room here on top to add another 1/2 ounce of the orange bitters. Quick note at home, we popped off the little drip top there so that you guys could pour it a little bit quicker.
Nice.
So
Saving
like
us
that.
time so we have more time to get to the party.
Right there, bam,
This is going in.
that's going in there.
Boom.
Okay, now don't freak out. I'm gonna add 1/2 cup of water for this one, Julie. So go ahead
Water?
and pour that in there. That's right.
No
You know
water?
how we usually shake the tin and we get the ice going,
Yeah.
and break it in to dilute it a little
We're not
bit.
going to do that?
This is in place of shaking because we're not going to sit here and shake them all day today. So that kind of takes
True.
that whole
Okay.
system out of that way.
That makes sense. You're
All
so
right.
clever.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we're done with this guy right here.
Okay.
Go ahead and cap that up.
Okay. Get that on there. Stuff me.
And then now
The
for the
joys
hard
of the
part, you
outdoors.
got to mix it up. But actually, it's not.
Phil, the hard part is shutting this thing for me. There we go. Got it.
Now, you
All
could
right.
just do a light shake or you could vigorously shake it however you want. I prefer just mixing it up in there.
Just give it a little.
That's right. And now they're ready to pour and you've got enough made there. You just made yourself a big batched old
done?
fashioned. It's done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You said it. You said it was easy.
It is easy. So now for the most important part, actually I'm gonna let you hold this here.
All right. Perfect.
So I put about a quarter to half a glass of ice in there, and I'm going to give her about 3/4 of a cup full of this already made big batch old fashioned. And then of course, you know,
oh yeah.
we're gonna make it the true old fashioned, and we're gonna give it its orange peel here.
Oranges and cherries are like. It's
Oh,
not an old fashioned.
mandatory.
Without those. Yeah.
I love it. Goes great with that orange aromatic bitters as well.
And I know Phil's got his tricks. You like to go around the rim.
I do like to go around the rim.
So you
and I
get
like
a little
to rim it.
flavor of the orange with
Yeah.
every sip.
Get your little citrus in there, let that sit nice and
Okay.
neat. And then Julie's favorite,
Love
the
these
Luxardo
things.
cherry.
Oh, they're so good and sweet.
Boom, right
Look
there
at
on
that,
top.
how pretty.
Give you a little extra cherry juice.
Perfect, thank you.
And it is now ready to enjoy.
Yeah, cheers, y'all. Ooh, Phil, that is perfect. And the little extra cherry juice is great for me
Helps
too.
it out.
That's so good.
That's a great looking drink, isn't it?
Game day perfection. So you get to remain our Maxter. Dang it.
I am the Mac. Return of the
You
Mac.
get to remain our Maxter. The fun. Really? The car's not even cute. If this wins up at the outtakes, that was a white whatever that was with the pink, hot pink rims. Where'd that come from? His serious talking from his butt.
Thank you guys at home for tuning in, and as always, please refer to themixga.com for other episodes or future episodes.
And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe by clicking that link below. Cheers, y'all.